Hello, everyone. We will just start in just a few minutes, waiting for other people to join. And yes, looking forward to this session. Hello. We will start just in a few minutes. And I guess let's wait just 2 or 3 minutes more for others to join. And I'll also share a link where you can share your Q&A, and we will be answering to them soon. By end of this video, maybe I'll just pick randomly throughout the video. So yeah, bear with me and let's wait for just a few minutes. Great. So let's begin. So hello everyone, welcome back to another session brought to you by DronaHQ. And in this workshop, our main motive is to build productive application with very less timing and very less little about knowledge. And also the functioning application will have a very nice intuitive designing. So whether you are a seasoned developer or you just have an idea at back of your mind, with me, we'll see how you can like portray the whole thing in the DronaHQ canvas. So before we start, my name is Shivam Dhar. I'm developer advocate at DronaHQ. My main purpose is to communicate with you and reach out the content, develop content for you, and also to host live sessions like this. And in case if you have any queries, you can reach out to me in any of the platforms like LinkedIn, social media, and also in our Discord channel of DronaHQ. Great. So again, why are we here? So backend engineers often struggle with front-end development. That's a common thing. And UI building can be time-consuming and complex. So overall, this workshop will introduce DronaHQ, enabling you to build front-end apps rapidly. And the agenda for today, configuring database connector, of course, because we will be working with a database and it will be a MySQL database. I will also share the creds in this slide itself, but make sure like we have already been using this particular database from our previous workshop also. So you can find the with whatever schema you want to try it out. So querying the database. Yes, of course, designing the UI for web and mobile app. add actions to events. I mean, any functional app needs actions and business driven ideas. So invite and add users to your publish and share apps. Great. Okay. So before we start, let me tell you that join from your laptop, because it would be really interesting that if you try it out with me, because I will be providing you each and everything starting from the queries, the database, and we will be start building it from very scratch. So log into your DronaHQ account, that's a must thing, and keep your questions ready. I mean, I've shared the link with you. I'll reshare it again. So feel free to drop your queries there. My team will be like handling them, and I'll soon reply to this. Great. Okay. So you will get the recording of this webinar in case if you miss out some part and you want to try it out later on. And yes, spread the word, bring your friends, and let's get started. Okay. So the app in focus I'm very much excited to tell you about. But before I show you what we are actually going to build, just 2 3 pointers about the app as a features of them. So you must have known that there are kiosks for digital stores. So it happens that let's say for Nika and Apple, you go to those stores, you find those tablet around there, there is an app provided, and in that app you can not only see the reviews, like what is the rating of that particular product, but also provide your own product review. And when it's further developed, yes, of course, you can place an order, you can see what else, you can also see what who all employees are working. So this is like you can see a crux for what we are going to build. So browse and explore products, view detailed info, reviews and ratings, submit your own reviews, and optional place order if out of stock. Great. Before I showcase you all the technical details, I'm quite excited to show you the app. So let me quickly share my screen. Okay. Where is the wait, so the idea was not. So let's just view the app. Mm. Okay. So in this app, on the screen, you can find out the list of products which are available in the store, and then followed by some of the basic details like total product listed, average value, and what is the trending category. And provided that if you select any product, let's see that this herbal anti-dandruff shampoo, you will also get an average rating to search out like what is the current rating of going on. And if you want to add your own details, you can also do like this and do a submit. Great. So this is the app we are going to build in the next, I think, 50 to 55 minutes. But let me tell you, it will take you less than that, what we are going to, whatever time we are going to build it today. So let's get started. Let me get back to my this great. Okay. Okay. So the schemas we are going to use is that the first one for the product, it would be named as cosmet products, and this is like the basic schema would be having product ID, name, price, quantity, image URL. So you can see that for each product, we are not providing a rating because that would be fetched dynamically based on the reviews which we are actually going to provide. Okay, great. Next is review table. Now this handles all the reviews which the customer or the end user is providing in sense of that it would have review ID, product ID, user name, rating, email ID, and created at. Great. So what we will be building? The first thing first would be the screen one, and it would have all the details providing with the table grid, average rating, and dashboards. And then it would next submit to the on the right hand side with a detailed view, a little bit more about it, and see what is the current average rating of that product. And then a button to support to our tray menu. Now this tray menu would be having all the tabs like a small form, and in this form you will insert the query, and on submit we have a special thing to send email to the to the user, of course. So but here we will see with a dynamic instead of dynamic we will be using the static value for the email template. Great. Now credential and setup. So this is the main creds. Let me also. Correct. So these grades will be useful for you not only for this workshop but also for upcoming, as well as if you want to try out the previous workshops and resources. So guys, most of the things which we will be performing and understanding the properties and keywords would be available on in the DronaHQ documentation, and you can join us on Discord to have the discussion further, share your ideas, what you have built, and much more. And in case if you have anything to discuss with respect to the features of our company, or you have anything you want to tell or show, you can also put it in the DronaHQ community. Great. So let's just dive into our application building. Okay. Great. So this is the landing page which you will once come on when you log into our studio.dronahq.com portal. And this is where you will be able to see where the connectors are, build the app. And this is like the very base point. So if you want to know about this, you can search it on the video, like the whole walkthrough. I've created a video around that also. Great. So first thing first, let's see how the database actually going to work. So we are going to use connector on this would be MySQL. I will not save this particular one because I've already saved this uh, workshop DB connector already and made it available. But let me show you. It's very quite simple. I mean, whatever the threads I have shared. Uh, just let me quickly copy and paste. Okay. Okay, so for the host, we have this thing, and the port is going to be 6 database. Just awesome. So once that's done, you just have to do a test connection. and this would tell you that the connection is successful. So basically all the schemas present available in this particular DB is now available. Now you can save it with a given name, whatever you want. For this, I have provided a name as workshop DB. Let me show you. So this whole app we are going to make as quickly as possible with very minimal steps. And the first step would be to connect your database, and the second would be I have some queries ready for you, and I'll soon put it in the chat. You can also like after saving, you just have to find your database connector and then click on add query. This would provide you this whole query builder, and you will see that all the schemas are available on the right hand side. And from these we are mainly going to use cosmet products and cosmet product reviews. Great. So that's the basic thing, because if I just go here and write from select star from cosmet products, it's going to work and provide me all the details of this particular schema. Great. So what all queries do we need? So first of all, we need get all products. That is right now I've shown you select star from cosmic products. Okay. I mean, this is quite straightforward. And then the getting average rating. Now, getting average rating, let me first share the code with you. I'll quickly explain. Switch off some of the tabs. Okay, 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 great. So the query is quite simple and straightforward. It's actually just referencing to the Cosmet product reviews and fetching all the details, especially to the particular column of ratings, and providing an average. So you can see right here, product average rating from Cosmet product reviews, and where the product ID is given as 2. Now, right now it is as a 2 for because we are providing as a variable, but later in the UI, we will be providing it as dynamic value. So let's say if I just click on 1 also, great. So I'm getting for the product ID, the average rating is 4.6. So this is one of the query which we are going to use. And last, but actually not the least, this is another one that you have seen that the dashboards which are going to use, which have all these details. So let me share it again with you guys, and this would be done right here. Awesome. Great. So the main purpose for this particular query, you will right see that it is giving me the total product listed. That is very common thing. And next thing, it is also giving me the populated category. Now for this, I've used a very simple basic idea, like not idea, basic structure, like a basic simulation that what can be generated as a populated category, because you see that it is actually counting and then seeing that whatever the products are available as per the category. And finally it is giving me a roundabout average pricing for all the products. So if you are buying all the products or some of the products from a category, your average price would be some around 491.66. Great. That's there. And you just have to save. I mean, you just copy this, paste it here, and provide a name, paste it, and save it. That's it. Great. So I think for the connector parts, we are almost done. Let's start with the app. Now, building apps is very straightforward. You first need to get your canvas ready. So I'll just click on plus app right away. Okay, just let me remove this and this. I hope my screen is visible. Okay, yeah, it's visible. This is our blank page, our builder, where we are going to start. And on the left hand side is like you are actually getting focused on like whatever you want to use on, depending on the components. But again, our main job for this workshop session is to make your work much easier. So we are going to use some of the very nicely curated page templates we have at DronaHQ. So for this, we are going to use this data order. And let me tell you that right now, the UI will be just available for you in front of you in just a 5 seconds. So I'll just click on use. Excuse me. Okay, I'm sorry. It took less than 5 seconds. Okay, so this is like the main background, or you can see the idea how the layout would look like. But again, we will make some serious changes, I would say. So let me delete some of these things. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this, and this. Okay. No, no, your product. So this is like a small heading for whatever we are going to provide it right here. And on the top, I would say, okay, let's first get our some of the UI components. So first, I want detail view. So this detail view will actually enable me to view case whatever the product I'm going to choose in the right hand side. So it is just a simple two column based idea. Okay. Okay, and let me shorten this up. Okay. Okay. So our detail view is placed right away, and these all also I don't want like date picker, advanced drop down. Okay, current jobs. I would say. Okay, great. So now I also want to see the ratings. So that's also we have a very simple, straightforward rating control right away. And let me just shrink it a bit and put it right away right here. Okay. Good. So one more thing, I would be actually replacing this small metric components with a dashboard. So first, let me actually get the dashboard out like this and do some minimal changes. Like I don't want these and these and this and this too. This. Uh, okay. This I would need. This also I don't need. And this can be okay. Now resize. So actually, instead of the this matrix, we'll be handling all the details from the this particular dashboard. Let me get it right away. Okay. Awesome. So I'll just put it right here and make duplicates of this. Again, guys, if you have any queries, drop it in the link I provided in the comment section. I'll soon just look into it. I'm just making the UI soon enough for you guys. So you can also continue it with me too. So there's there. One, two, and finally one more. Great. So first screen UI is done. So I think we should actually generate all the screens first, then bind the data. That would be a better approach also, because UI creation is kind of taking a bit of time and this and there. So that's not an issue. So let's. This is a screen one. Screen one is almost done, and next we need a tray, because whatever the reviews we want, instead of screen, a tray looks a better option. And with tray we also have these kind of templates too. So for this particular use case I will be using this tray with the image and tabs available. And again, we need to do some cleaning. Bear with me and do it with me also. Great. Okay, this is not needed. This is not needed. This those those those. Delete. Oh, I want the image. That's kind of have a extra functionality, not functionality, but has an extra touch with the UI. So let's use the image rather than removing the image. And what else? What else? So we don't need this. Let's go up. Okay. Now, those who have already been with me for the last workshops, you know that most of the time what we use, right here we are actually going to get the details from the user, right? So how you usually get details? So through a form. Now, if you are with me with this in this journey, you know that we should be using auto generate form. But for this particular, I will be having a different approach. Maybe as a feature it is not that viable for this particular screen, but as a understanding of the whole logic is quite crucial if you are building different application. So let's say uh, the form should have ratings, text blocks, and whatever the present in the review schema. But instead of all the components, let me put some components. Let's say ratings like this, and then text blocks. Text, I think text area should do. So if I just put it here and here, great. Let's do some basic. This is like at left and start timing. Okay, and here, and this is left. Great. Okay, and we will soon come back to this particular portion. But before that, let's add our final screen. I know there was not any screen 3 in the mentioning of the PPT, but it's not actually a screen, it's actually a menu item, which helps you to have a nice side nav bar kind of thing, right? With collapsible menus as an option and much more. So maybe I won't be using all of this at the moment. So I'll just delete. Okay. And then add item, item, item would be product. Okay. Group name maybe not required this time. And delete. Great. So what should do? Add more. Okay. Now, if let's say you are also building one more screen with, let's say, product order. So at that point of time, this is quite useful to have a side menu. So I'll just select product order for just for referencing. Again, it doesn't need a group name and group menu. And then let's me refresh it. Okay, please just refresh. There is a divider right here. Okay, great. So if I just put it right here and here. So let's do a little bit of branding because that's the core. I mean, we need to showcase, right? So if I just come and put a nice sweet image component right here, and let's expand it. Okay. Now right here is, let's say, brand. Okay, this is not why. Okay, okay, great. And right here, I can put the divider and this image. Either you can use your own image, or what I'll use is DronaHQ file storage. I mean, why not? Because DronaHQ helps you to get a file storage management within the application where you can store many kind of application like this PNG. I mean, let me actually tell you. So we have all this kind of availables like PDF, CSV, and much more. So this is nice PNG which I have kept it right here, and this is providing like this. Make it contain. Voila, that's done. Great. Now if I go back and click on screen 1, I'll get the option to get the sticky menu right here. So great. बोलते बोलते हो गया. Great, nice. So this is just you can say the addition to the UI, nothing more. But now let's do the binding of the data. Okay, let's start with this particular table grid. Now this table grid will have all the product details as I have mentioned earlier. So what we'll do, we have already built our queries and I've shared them with you also. So once that's done, you can simply go to connect a library, select from library. Let's say the name was workshop, and get all products. I mean, the query you just saved earlier. Great. And let's see right here. There, let's do a test connection. So in case if you want to do any kind of transformation, you can also write the JavaScript code right here. But I think it is not required because I'm getting pretty neat and clean data. So I'll just do save. And this is the name of the query. We just have to make sure that this particular query, okay, is already been fetched. No need to make sure about that also. Great. So once that's there, we can do a little bit of changing again. for the UI purpose. I mean, we don't want to see the product ID. We don't want user to see the product ID, to be very specific. And the name is important. The price is important. The quantity may not be more important than category. So I'll just replace the ordering and ranging. So I'll do category descri- description, and the most would be image URL. Looks fair, looks fine enough. Okay, can we do more? Yes, of course we can do more to this table grid. So I'll again use the formatting. This is like one of the coolest thing, uh, because let's say for the price you can set it to the numerics. For the quantity you can also set to the numerics. I mean, let's do for the category selection first. Okay, so for the categories, let me check what all categories we have. So we have skincare, makeup, and hair care. Great. So once I go there in the data formatting segment and click on category, and then it's a single tag, that's fair enough, and then do add options. It would give me a nice dynamic touch, like let's say skin care. Mm, skincare. Okay. Okay. I think I missed makeup. Right. I forgot. I missed makeup and skincare. No worries. I'll just make sure it is skincare with a S capital. Here with a hair capital. Great. Makeup, makeup with M capital. Okay. And similarly you can do for the pricing. So let's say if this, I mean, it wouldn't be price of course, or it won't be money of course, but if I say, let's say numerics numbers, and it's a rupees. So what I will do, I'll go prefix and suffix, that's it. I mean, either you can use the r sign, but for this let's do rs, and suffix, let's do prefix. Great. Okay. So let's see the changes right here in front of you. You can see the price is provided with this nice little touch for the price and the category. And we have two products for each category. That's great. Okay. Now the table is almost done. It's great. Now the detail view. Let's quickly do this. I mean, whatever the selected is on the table. Now for that, first thing we need to make the table as, of course, select table. So if I click on this particular table and go down in the interaction part, instead of selection as none, I have to make sure to make it as single, because at a point of time, at a single point of time, I just want a single product to be reviewed and default index one. Great. So if I now come back here and go to the content section of this detailed view, I only have to use the keyword, which is actually assigning the selected properties of table grid. So if I write here as table grid 8 dot selected from properties dot select. Selectables. Right there. Cool. And again, you can do similar work for this also, but let's forget that. I mean, just skip that for now because it's just a detailed view, and we just want to see the image, the name, and description. Category, it's of course uh, well aware. Price, no need to be shown right here, and quantity is not actually required. So I'll come there. And great. So our next component also ready. Now, moving on to this another part of the product rating. I mean, it's quite simple also. So if I just remove the default value and go to the query, select query section and select the connector library. Again, search for the connector and select the get average rating. Again, the query which I provided earlier. So right here, you see that there is a nice little place available for you to provide the product ID. Now here I'll do dot product ID. That's it. No need to put selected. No need to put properties. Just because we have already made it as a single selection. So in a group, if I'm just asking for giving the whole product table grade data, then also it will send me the single row. But once I've already selected the single row, now I can go deeper into the nesting part like a product ID or fetching the product name. Great. So let's do test average rating. Great. And let's do save. Got error while refreshing control. I mean, why not? Of course, because it's a single digit input, input taking control. So I can't use and response which is actually giving me numeric as well as text value. So, but what I can do actually, uh, what's the name again? Sorry, get average rating. Okay, awesome. So I'll do get average rating. That's there. Dot average rating. Okay, and result is not numeric again. That's okay because here also I need to select the first one because it's coming as a form of array. So I'll just select it. Great, done. It's ready. So I'm fetching the details, and from these details I'm using the keyword to fetch the array, the first object of an array from the average rating. Great. If you have any queries, again, make sure you can just simply put it in the link provided for the Slido. And right here, let's do submit details. You can also change the configurations because let's do star. Font awesome. Star. Which star do we need? We don't have stars like that. Okay. That's the star. Great. Okay. Now this segment is also done. Now we are left with only the dashboards. Dashboard seems a bit out of place, but again, it would. I mean, you already, if you are seeing that how we are actually procuring all the data on the screen, you must understood what would be the next. So I'll just quickly uh, go to the data queries, add a library right away. So this is like a workshop. product analytics. Awesome, great. So that's there. Test and save. So again, these all data we are getting as a bunch. Now we have to destructure it, make it open, and provide it in separately in those three particular dashboards. So we are going to quickly do that. So first total products. Total product 6. Okay. Next we have uh, average product value. Okay. So let's select this. So this is again, I've used a small concatenation with the keyword. So this is also a way you can use text plus keyword, then text keyword like that. So, and finally we have trending categories. Okay. So this would again be a product. Mhm. So our screen one is done. Let's save it. Let's do a quick preview so that we can move on to this next screen. Okay. So if I select hydrating moisturizer, it's giving me a different product rating. If I use matte lipstick, it's also giving me a different review. Great. So the first screen is working. Submit review should work. And then we are done. So submit review will have an event button click. This should and navigate. Um, Tree. Okay. Cross. Now let's quickly check out our tree. So earlier I've told you that tray is almost done. We just need to get the form. So now I'll use auto form generate and again use the exact same database as well as the required schema, that is our cosmet product reviews. Next, now see, I don't want the review ID because it's an auto generated one. I don't. I want the product ID because it would be again provided as a kind of an identifier, and then username, ratings I've already provided, review text I've already provided, created it. This thing would be static because I mean static but using a variable. I'll just show you in a bit. And then email. Okay, great. uh do we need anything from here? It's not. Text, product, username, yeah, looks. Next, share your thoughts. Submit review. And this thing would be provide the details. Okay, so now we are going to do something tricky. So we are actually focusing on the insert query, which is exclusively for SQL only database. Let's do a generate form then. Great. Okay. So now what is the next thought, right? I mean, this is quite incomplete and this can't be used straight away. So what we can do, let me just align them quickly. So I'm just pulling the button right here and got this up, got this up. Okay. So since we are actually focusing on the UI, let's get the details here also. I mean, this would be me and oh, uh, it took a bit of time, but that's okay. Uh, it's working. Table get this and I am this is yes. Great. And this product ID will also have a data of that particular ID, but there is a small thing which you can say a uh, a fundamental idea, that is to make it read only, because we don't want people to provide different product ID name. Okay, so we have username, email ID, provide rating button. Okay, so what's next? If I click on button, before clicking on button, let's see what kind of data query we have right here. So query one, this is the query which will help me to update product ID, username, and email ID. But well, what about the ratings and text block? So all you have to do is provide the ratings and schema right here in the product ID, username like this. Let me share it with you. So the query. Okay. So this is the new query which we are going to use. The only difference in this is that we are adding the whole schema, that is including rating and review text. And the values for this would also require provide rating and your views. Sounds sounds perfect. Great. So if I just remove it right here and click on save, this is basically the new query which we need to run. Now, you see this button is actually providing me the whole flow of how to insert a query. Now, the first thing is doing is validating. Second thing is to transforming the records. Now, here is the first change we need to make. The first, you can see it is having product ID, username, email ID, all this thing. Again, what is it missing? It's missing, of course, the review ratings and the thoughts and views. So if I let me, where is it? Where is it? My screen is stuck actually. Just sending it to you guys. Okay. So I've shared you with you a simple JS code. So this is like provide rating and the rating part, right? So what is it actually? Nothing more than we have to add new input parameters. That's it. So the first thing would be provide ratings this here, and let's name it, rename it. Okay, add more new views. This also would be new views. Great. So if you can see carefully, we are getting product ID, username, email ID. That's well and good using the what do you say, the controls, the components. But for the provide rating, I'm using this particular provide rating, which is nothing more than actually this component name. And the next one is your views. So this is also that particular component. And this must be used as an output for this with the particular keywords, I mean the attributes, so which we have as a provide rating. It shouldn't be different because that's what we are actually using in the query. So in query, if we have let's say provide ratings or with a plural or only ratings, so we also need to make sure that this is there. Great. So for the created ad, again, I mentioned earlier that we won't be using any component for this, but instead that we will be using a keyword available on DronaHQ. So this is the keyword for moment, which is actually a library of JavaScript, and the format we want is in this particular. So continue, finish. I think this should work, and that's there. Let's try it out. So if I go to screen one and click on preview, just bear with me for next 5 to 10 minutes. It's almost done, provided that we don't the hiccups, but you get the idea what we are trying to build here. So once the person come to any kiosk, he or she would be seeing any products, and click there. Okay, just a minute. Sorry, there wasn't a save issue. So let I saved it right now. Right. So all these values are right here. For submit reviews. Since we don't have and the list of reviews to be showcased in the UI, we'll be using the logs to check whether it is running or not. So right now, if I just click on button, it's working. That's it. I mean, the request, it is sending. Let's see. Shivam, your reviews, provide ratings, product ID, and each and everything. Fantastic. And the response is also a positive. But uh, before we make it live, let's add one more last thing to make it a much appeal to the user. So this is like a small addition or an add-on. You may or not use it, but let me show you. So first thing first, let's add a variable. Now this variable, along with providing you all this, what you say, properties like it also enables you. Let me get it and send it to you first. So it also enables you to store any data in any format. Now that's quite may sound foul to understand, but let's see. If I have this particular doc type HTML and just save it, email temp, right? So if I have this particular variable with all this doc type, if you see, it is having nothing more than just this particular areas like okay, thank you, username right here. Okay, username, provide ratings. That's it. So in this variable, we have provided all the HTML tags in the form that it is looks like a email template, and it also having keywords inside the variables. Now, how will it help? So on the inline, great. So save it, and now we'll be using this template to send email. This is quite simple, straightforward, but effective in case if you are targeting audience with a goodwill, right? So if I go to its this particular section and just a minute, and okay, so I think we have an query. So do you support inline editing without the side pane like in Google Sheets? Yes, of course. I mean, if you're asking whether do I support inline editing in the component of the table, yes, that's there. I mean, let me show you right after working on this Gmail thing, because it's quite simple and straightforward. You just have to toggle some of the features on. That's it. So if I go and say library, Gmail, send mail. Okay, you can use different mailing addresses. You can again configure it using third-party APIs and connectors, which I have shown you in earlier. And right here, I'll just use this test mail for just to showcase you how it's actually done. Okay, from email. It's usually whose production environment is being used, but you can also provide it right away. So you can write like Shibam at dronamobile.com. Okay, to email. Now this to email, you can either link it directly from the email which we have in the form earlier, right? This one. But let's try it out on something which is not a dummy data like my own email. So if I just write it here, Shibam com and CC, you can provide again everything. You can just provide it right away. Subject, okay, this thing. So thanks, name, review, review, subject. Looks cool. Content type. Okay, so earlier, what kind of content we were focusing on? We were focusing on to send HTML content. That's it. So attachment. If you have any files you want to send, that's up to you. But for now, let's use a message. So what it would be message? Email template. Now, this template would be sent to whoever clicks on submit. Great. Let's do save. Okay, getting back to that query, because I'm going to showcase again from the screen one. And this is like the final and the end. With this, we will just make it publish and live it. So just bear with me for the minute. Okay. So the query was the inline editing. So if you want to do an inline editing right away in this, let's say you have fetched the data and you want to edit right here. So just get to this editable table configurations. Okay. And select the columns you want to edit. Now the next question you might have that, okay, once I selected next what, I will just put up the details and click on save. No, on the save you have to trigger a query that would fetch all the selected rows or the entered new rows using the keywords and set it in the backend. But wait right there. If you are again confused, I would suggest you to check out our previous workshop videos where I'm pretty sure that we have used inline editing with table grid. And if you are thinking how to find it, just you can either mail it, you can find it on the YouTube, and check for the details and description. There might be written that, okay, there has been editing has been done. But yes, that's the very basic thing. You can also find it in our documentation of table grid also. Okay, so okay, for this I don't won't be needing to edit because it's a user based and end side app. So if I put editing right away, it would make no sense as of now. Okay, so again, hair serum. You see, the hair serum earlier was 4, now it's 4.5. So we are actually providing and adding value to his product ratings. So great. Again, let's do check out. Nice name, email ID. Let's down this. Page. And guys, if you are using the link to comment, okay, successfully inserted, mail sent. The email is also sent. So that's the whole flow. And let's see the watch list before I put it. And let's see the watch list. Send mail also worked. And I would say that if you want to like use more like in a conversational matter also, feel free to send in the link we have provided to share the queue question and answer. Okay, so let's check. I got it. I don't know if it's visible or not, so I just refreshed the mail. And it might be a little bit tough to open the mail, but I can show you right here. So this is something similar what we have just created, and this is actually providing me that we appreciate your review and your rating 3 out of 5, which I provided earlier. Your feedback helps others to make better choices. Great. So yeah, that's there for guys. And if you have any queries, the link is provided. Please flood it out. You can ask general questions. You can ask future questions like what you want to see. You can say anything you want if you want to just connect with me. Provided that, okay, my team will, of course, scrutinize them, but please use that. I'll just publish it and then we are good to go. App ready, version 1. Okay. But before I publish it, let's make it a bit more prettier, I would say. So this is a whole new range and selection of options which we have. And when I was actually building this application, I was working on to think about an UI which would fit to all the containers, the background, the UI, font sizes as well as weight in order with my application. So this is like a very soothing Nika style theme, and this is what I've created. You can see that I've specially mentioned different background colors, and also work with the content, this pixels, right? Large, medium, normal, each and everything. Once that's saved, I can come here, themes, just bear with me, SD Nayaka, default icon, SD Nayaka, and save themes. That's it. Done. The basic layout with intuitive actions and prettier UI is ready to be published. And let's publish the app. Publish. Great. It's okay. So I'll check the questions in a bit. Okay. Now this app, you can share it with your peers, and it would be available and to share it as an like public access and each and everything. Great. So that's it, guys. I mean, it took exactly with 50 to 55 minutes, including all the explanation, to create an app from very scratch. And I hope you have built it. And if you have done something and you want to share it with me, please just head over to this particular link and you can reach out to me. Provide with your questions and queries. If you have any queries as of now, I'm available for next for the next a few minutes. You can put it up and I'll check it in a while. Okay, great. Okay, seems like all the queries have been answered already. Great. Okay. Okay. Thank you guys for staying with me. I hope you have learned something. And if you want to check out our previous session, you can again send us a mail or you can search on the YouTube. And if you want to connect with me, you can reach out on the Discord as well as on LinkedIn. And I will be back again with a new idea. And I'm quite thinking to make it as a class session so that we progress on a single app or a multiple app, one upon another and another and another. So yes, looking forward to you guys next. Bye bye.